Okay, so you watching this video means that you are interested in automating leads and listings as a real estate agent. Well, the good news for you is that in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. However, the bad news is that you're going to have to invest a lot of time now and in the future setting up your automations and setting up your ad campaigns and setting up all of these different things. Secondly, things can become very technical, so that's another reason that people don't try to do automations and they don't try to set up ad campaigns. And thirdly, you're going to have to invest money into this because you're going to run ads. You're going to need to spend money on automations and emails and all of that kind of stuff. So, if this sounds risky or it sounds like something that you're not comfortable doing, then I highly but you still want to automate your leads and you still want to automate your listings, then I highly recommend, my number is over here, and you can WhatsApp me or email me, because I do provide a service to real estate agents where every single month I provide you with a list of leads, highly qualified, that I get from running my own campaigns, and you will have access to this for as little as 500 Rand a month. With me by messaging me on WhatsApp, or you can call me, or you can email me, or there's a link down below in the description where it will take you to a form, or it'll take you to my landing page. You can fill out that form and then I'll get into contact with you as soon as possible. However, there is a disclaimer that I only work with at most 2 real estate agents per area, depending on how big the area is. So I recommend getting into contact with me as soon as possible before someone else takes that position. Like I said, it's 500 Rand a month, and I'll be providing you with the highest quality of leads that I get from my own campaign that I run to generate for real estate agents such as yourself. So you don't have to be dealing with all of the technicalities and ad spend and just stuff breaking and your ad account getting shut down and all of these things. I manage all of that. I get the leads and I send them straight to your WhatsApp and your calendar and all of that lovely stuff after they have been qualified that they are looking to buy or sell property in your given area. Right, so without further ado, let's get started with this video. Okay, so let me just move my face out of the way and make it a bit smaller. So, the first things first, we need to uncover how exactly can you automate listings, right? How do you do this? What is the process behind it? What can you do in order to automate cold? So you don't have to do cold calling anymore. So you don't have to be doing networking and being, I mean, obviously this is still stuff that you need to do on the side just to keep your numbers up. However, you don't want to be doing that as much as you already are. You want to have a process which is automated on the side where you don't have to be doing all of that stuff, right? So how do we do this? Well, first of all, you have to run an ad campaign, right? Or some sort of marketing campaign that generate leads. However, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use ads. There is another way in which you can use LinkedIn and many other sources to generate leads. However, there's a difference between generating a prospect and generating a lead, and we'll get into that in a second. You first have to understand the technicalities behind what is a prospect, what is a lead, and just what is a qualified lead and what is a bad lead and what's a good lead, right? So first of all, you need to run an ad campaign to set all of this stuff up. Secondly, you will need to have a funnel. There are so many real estate agents that are making use of ads, but they don't have a funnel. You are burning money if you do not have a funnel that captures leads details. You are literally wasting so many potential, because with a funnel, you need to build a database of your clients. If you have a database of your clients, you can do what you call a lookalike audience. And with many platforms such as YouTube or Google, which I use, you will be able to take a lookalike audience, give that to Google and tell them, hey, these are people that have purchased properties or have purchased stuff from me in the past. Find me people that are exactly like this, right? And then Google and Facebook and Meta will make use of AI, which they then go out into their database and then they find people who have similar traits, habits, similarities to what you have provided them, right? So that's why it's so important to have a funnel that captures your leads data and captures whether they are qualified or not. Qualifying your lead is a different form. So you can qualify a lead by whether or not they fill out a specific field in a form, right? So you can have a form with different fields, and then you can have like a field that says interested in buying or selling a property, whatever the case might be, right? A specific field. Let's say, for example, a phone number. If a lead hands in their email address, then they are a qualified lead, for example. And then you can pass this data onto Google and Facebook, and then you can make a lookalike audience. That's one of the many benefits that you can make use of. Another benefit is making use of email automations and messaging automations. If you can be able to provide them with newsletters, and you can be able to provide them with just follow up on, hey, are you still looking to sell your property? How can we provide you with getting the highest value for your property? Would you like us to come do a free property valuation? If you can have this automation on the side, let's say you have 100 leads and 5 of them respond to your ad, but then another 10 or so would then respond through your automations, right? Because sometimes a client might not want to sell a property now, but they might want to sell it in 3-4 months time. And if you're not able to keep track of them over 3, 4, 5 months, you're literally burning money, right? You can just as well not run ads at that point and just stick to cold calling, because you are wasting so much money by not making use of a funnel. And another thing, as you can see over here, there's a thing called retargeting. So you can start showing your clients ads on other platforms if you have a database. I'll show you in a moment a cost-effective way of setting up a funnel. Another thing you want to do is you want to make it so easy for your clients to get into contact with you, to set up a time with you. And that's where scheduling comes into play. Now, normally with scheduling, sometimes people have an appointment setter. So you'd hire an appointment setter to reach out to your leads to say, hey, I saw that you filled out a form that you're looking to sell your property. Would you like us to come have a property valuation? Oh yes, I'm happy to do that. Oh, what time would you like us to come through? Or maybe you can do it through WhatsApp. Hey, what time would you like us to come through, for example, right? And that's where scheduling comes in, or appointment setting, which I call it, right? And then normally you have to get into face-to-face. Like, that's just how real estate works. You have to get face-to-face with your clients or your leads, so that eventually you can then move on to the sale. So this is a very, very basic understanding of how this works. This is the path of what a lead would follow. First, they see the ad, then they click on your funnel. After they click on your funnel, they go into your retargeting system. After they get into your retargeting system, you keep showing them ads, you keep reaching out to them, you keep nurturing the lead until you get into the scheduling appointment, or the appointment phase. After you get into your appointment phase, I have a little thing called down your lead handling. I do have software that assists with lead handling, so I can show you quickly. If you go to alexram.com and you go on to software, so on software you can get a free trial of my software, and over here there's a little demo which you can go watch on how the software will benefit you, right, as a real estate agent. And then this is just what our software provides in the terms of nurturing your leads. But anyways, I'm not here to try and sell you my software. I think it's just better if you make use of my services themselves, because rather than making use of a software, you can just have leads. Just, hey, I have 20 leads for you. But anyways, so that's the way that the system works, right? So first, before we can jump into creating the ad, we have to first understand what is our goal behind the ad. What is our offer, right? So the very, very first thing I want you to understand, that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to ads, and they don't set up their ad with this goal, with this incentive in mind. They don't set up their ad with this direction. You need to sell the click. You don't want to sell the product in your ad. You want to sell the click in your ad. What does this mean? A lot of people are trying to sell the products, trying to convince the client within the ad that they are the right agent. However, you don't want to do this. What you want to do is you want to sell a click. You want to sell them the product of, oh, if you click on this, then you're going to get this, right? And how can we sell a click is by providing them something for free, right? If you provide them something for free that's minimum, but that also provides them with value on what they want, on what they need, like for example, if you're trying to sell your property, what do you want? You want your property sold, but first before that, you want to know how much your property is worth and what you can get in the current market for your property. And ideally, you want to get the highest value for your property. So, how do you get the highest value for your property? Well, you want to alter your property in some sort of way so that you can get the highest value for it. So, that's where your offer comes in. You have to be able to understand your clients to such an extent that you're able to provide them with some sort of offer. I'm not going to give a list of offers because I know as soon as I give a list of offers, everyone's going to do that. However, I will tell you this: do not provide free property valuations. That is oversaturated to the max. And leads or prospects out there have built up what I call banner blindness. They've built up banner blindness towards free property valuations. Now, what is banner blindness? Well, think of it like this: you see ads every single day of your life. You're constantly seeing ads on your smartphone, when you're watching TV, when you're walking, when you're driving down the road, there's billboards. You're constantly seeing ads. So us as humans have formed a natural way of just blocking out ads from our vision. And free property valuations has fallen under this. So you have to find an offer that you can provide that is not that, right? So you have to think a bit outside of the box. Now, how can you think outside of the box is another reason that people don't want free property valuations is just the time constraint, and it's just inconvenient. Think about it like this: you're sitting at home, right? Now you're sitting at home and you see this ad on Facebook, for example. You see the ad on Facebook and they're saying, "Oh, I'm going to do a free property valuation for you." But now you have to go onto their website, or you have to get into contact with them, and then you have to message them, "Hey, I'm looking to do a free property valuation." Or maybe they have to fill out a form or something. Then I have to give them the address, and then we have to find a good time so that we're able to do the free property valuation. And then it's just too inconvenient, and it's just too much time and effort, especially from your side. So how do we make this easier? Well, step one, you need to use some sort of form, right? So there are many forms like type form, there are jot form. There are many other forms as well that you can make use of, and a lot of them have a free plan, right? So if you go into Typeform, for example, I'm not sponsored by Typeform anyways, but a lot of them have a free tier. So over here, free plan, and normally they have like one form or two forms available that you can use on the free plan, especially and jot form as well. I make use of form. So if you make, for example, if you look at this form that I created for one of my clients that is selling customized hoodies, you can you can also make use of Google Forms. So making use of Google Forms is also a very efficient manner, because you can set up a form and you can ask the client, okay, what's your name, what's your last name, what's your email address, what's your phone number, and then maybe you can ask for the address, or you don't even ask for the address, right? So then whenever a client clicks on your ad, you can direct them to your Google form or your jot form, or you can make the jot form look very nice like this one, or your type form, right? You can direct them to any form. So essentially that's where you come into, that's essentially the funnel, right? The funnel is going to be your form, right? So you need to create a form, so that on your ad, when people click on it, they can go through to the form. Ideally, you want to have a website similar to what this provides, where you can just explain more in detail about what you offer and what your services is and what they're going to get, right? So you want to have an offer similar to what this is, with just more information on your system, right? But if you're not able to create a website, which a lot of people aren't, I recommend just Google Forms. It's free, or Typeform or Jotform. Use their free plan, and then you can get started on your funnel, right? So let's move into your scheduling. So what software can you use for scheduling? Well, there's a software called Calendly. Now, Calendly, you're able to connect this to your Google Calendar. So if you sign up, for example, I don't know why I'm not signed in. Okay, so if you sign up and you create your account, people will then be able to select time. So you can already see how this will be very valuable for property valuations or showings or stuff like that, right? So then you can send your Calendly to them and say, hey, pick a time when you're available for the property valuation, right? And then your client can go onto the website and be like, oh, okay, I will be available on Thursday around 3 p.m. And then they can fill out the form, email, and maybe the location. And then you'll get the notification on your cell phone, right? You'll get the notification on your Google Calendar. You get an email from Calendly telling you, hey, you have a new booking, you have a new appointment. And then basically, you can already see how this will be very efficient for just managing your time better in the future, and even just the automation behind it. So this is what you call a qualified lead. So for example, you remember that whole system we talked about, qualified and not qualified leads? So for example, you can have two ways. So you can either have a funnel where a person would then enter their details into the funnel, you reach out to them, or an appointment setter reaches out to them, messages them, hey, are you looking to sell your property? Yes. Oh, would you like a free property valuation? You can use this link and schedule one with us, and we'll come on that time, right? And that's what you can make use of. So that's how you qualify a lead. If they book a meeting, then they are a qualified lead. If they don't book a meeting, they're a good lead that you have to keep within your funnel, that you have to message every day, maybe cold call, and just keep automating that system, right? So you can even make an automation that as soon as someone fills out a funnel, so Jotform provides this service. So you have automations, emails, right? So you can design an email, an auto response email, that you can then add your Calendly link, right, into this email. So if I go to my Calendly link, and then I can copy this, you can then add this email into this, right? So you can then say, okay, well, there's my Calendly. Obviously, as you can see, you can customize this whole email, but you can then automate this, so then you can add your Calendly link into the email and say, hey, we have, you can book a meeting for me, and then you can book a meeting, so you can book for your next property valuation. If they book a meeting, then you know that it's a highly qualified lead looking to sell their property. If they don't, then you know you have to get into contact with the lead, because then it's a good lead but not a qualified lead. So then that's how that system would work, right? So you go on to Jotform. Okay, I closed it now. So you can go on to Jotform. You can create the form. So you can click create form, create your form. So you can either use a template or you can start from scratch. Classic form. Fill out your form, go into settings, go into emails, add an email. You can click onto this, autoresponder email. Send an email to the person you're looking to fill in forms with. Okay, you can say we have, I can say form, thank you, form, and then you can have your company name, leader stage, right? For example. Then in in your form, you can have there and you can say, please book a meeting with me. And you can paste your Calendly link there. And bada boom, bada bam, kind regards, Tariq. Right? Obviously, you can customize this as you like. I won't teach you how to write emails, but you can customize this with your colors and all of that lovely stuff. And then you can save this, right? So you can build that whole funneling system. And then if the client books the meeting with you, they book the meeting. So as simple as a form, that's as easy as it is, right? But the real trick comes in with your ads. How are you going to make your ads stand out? Well, you have to make your offer, remember, you have to make your offer about selling the click. You want to get the click from your clients. And to do that, you need to provide them with the dream outcome, with the perceived likelihood. So how likely is it that they're going to get their dream outcome? I want to sell my property for as much money as possible. How can I do this? Well, you are offering me a free property valuation and you're guaranteeing me that you're going to get me that I'm going to get my property valued at what I want it to be, right? Or you're going to give me tips on how I can get my property to a higher value, for example, right? So that's one way in which you can offer value to your clients to say, hey, I can give you tips and tricks on how you can increase the value of your property for as little as R1,000, for example, right? Or there's many different offers that you can make use of, that I make use of, that I don't want to share because that's going to ruin my own ads, because then everyone is going to do it. But that's one way in which you can do it. The next way is just offering them like a time delay to say, hey, look, if you partner up with me, your property is going to be sold within the next 2 months or 3 months. Obviously, some people can't guarantee that, but if you're willing to put in that effort and if you know that you can get the property sold within the next 2 to 3 months, then you can do that, right? But that's just the way behind how the system works. Okay, so now that we understand how to build the funnel, so first thing you want to do, you want to go to Jotform and do that form. Just set up a form and build out your form, right? You can drag and drop from the elements here. Drag and drop, build out your form, make it as nice as you can. Or you can make use of Google Forms, whichever one you prefer. So build that out. After building that out, I'm going to now show you a tutorial on how you can set up your own ad campaign, which we make use of YouTube ads.